Welcome to KBS World Radio. You're now tuned in to Korea 24's Korea Book Club, where we explore the world of Korean literature. This is our weekend replay edition, playing back our book segment from Wednesday's show. We hope you enjoy it. I'm your host, Kwon Jang-woo. As ever, joining me in the studio, I'm delighted to say that we have literary critic Barry Welsh with us once more. Barry, hello, it's great to see you.
Yes, hi, it's great to be here.
Okay, so what do you have in store for us this week?
So this week we're reviewing a newly translated novel called The Owl Cries by Pyun Hye-young. The Korean title is Sochok Supe Katta, which translates as Went to the Western Forest. So Korean title and the English title is a little bit different. The Korean edition was published in 2012, and this English translation by Pyun's regular translator Sora Kim Russell was just published in October. And Pyun's work is renowned for its psychological depth, its haunting narratives, and she has, of course, established herself as a formidable voice in contemporary Korean and now global literature. So born in Seoul in 1972, she pursued her passion for storytelling at Hanyang University, where she completed a bachelor's in creative writing and a master's in Korean literature, and her storytelling is marked by a very, perhaps almost unique ability to blend the mundane with the uncanny and creating worlds and stories that are at once familiar and deeply unsettling. Her characters are often meticulously crafted creations and often placed in situations that compel them to confront their deepest fears or darkest desires. And with The Owl Cries, Pyun continues to explore common themes of alienation, exploitation, and the unseen forces that shape our lives. Her work not only offers a window into the dark heart and soul of modern Korea, but also, I think, speaks to universal human fears and anxieties, making her stories resonate with readers in Korea and around the world.
Right, so another work by Pyun Hye-young.
Yes.
She's become a regular that we feature here on Korea Book Club.
Right, yeah,
as you said, we've pretty much, I think, covered all of her works,
yes.
Translated works. Anyway, there seems to be quite a collection of her translated works piling up now.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the latest one. Tell us more. What's the premise of The Owl Cries?
Okay, so fantastic setup for this novel. So the story takes place in a small, remote town next to an enormous forest, so a small Korean town, remote location. And for decades, this entire town has relied on the logging industry and a research institute to support the local economy. However, the research institute has recently relocated, and some restrictions have been placed on the logging industry, and this has led to a significant downturn in the local economy. At the story's beginning, we're introduced to In-soo, who has been appointed to the role of park ranger for the forest during the off-season. In-soo is a recovering alcoholic with his own dark past and some mistakes lurking in his past before he moved to this town. One day, In-soo is visited by a lawyer who claims to be looking for his older brother, who has apparently disappeared. The lawyer says his older brother was In-soo's predecessor in the park ranger position. In-soo doesn't know anything about this. And the first section of the book follows this out-of-town lawyer as he tries to investigate his brother's disappearance. The small-town locals and the long-term residents are reluctant to help, and it seems that something is not quite right in this sleepy, remote town. So what has happened to the missing park ranger? Why are the locals so scared? And just, what is going on? So In-soo and the lawyer are eventually compelled to investigate and uncover the mystery, but perhaps things aren't quite as they seem. In-soo has his own problems. He's a recovering alcoholic who doesn't trust his own memories. What is real and what is an alcohol-induced or alcohol withdrawal-induced hallucination. And Pyun uses these elements to spin a dark and existential mystery about debt, addiction, and exploitation. It's a typically bleak and chilling story, but it remains gripping until it's a very despair-laden conclusion.
Right, so it sounds like a slow burn initially, maybe, but then has quite a crescendo. I'm not sure if that would be right, which I imagine fans of her work will not be disappointed with. So what sort of themes is Pyun looking to explore in this work? Where does The Owl Cries take us?
Right, so Pyun does this in most of her books. She's sort of using genre elements to talk about, things that are happening in the world, right? And so in true Pyun fashion, this novel is really about how society is poisonous and destructive. So if we think of this small town in the story as a microcosm for society as a whole, the point that she is making here, or one of the main points she's making, becomes clearer. So the structure of the town, the way that the town is set up, is designed to manipulate and mislead the people who live there. Everyone is involved in some kind of petty deception or scheme or scam to get an edge over the other people around them. And someone is using debt to trap everybody in this town. So all of the people are bound together by the evil things that they've done. There's only one person in the town who can extract enough wealth from everybody else to sit at the top of the society. Everyone jealously guards the small advantages that they have, and many are so inebriated that they don't know what reality is. And the wealth generated by the local resources, by the massive forest, that's all funneled away from the local area. And then we have families that are destroyed by alcohol. There's every example of work in the town is unfulfilling, and on and on and on. And these are familiar themes and ideas that Pyun often explores. Pyun sees modern society as a force that leads to atomization, where everyone is alienated and lonely. And many of Pyun's characters find themselves isolated by their own psychological barriers and the societal forces around them. And what she does in her other novels and in this novel is she shows how this isolation affects the psyche of people and how this then affects their interactions with other people. And so what she's doing is she's exploring the psychological complexities of our characters, their fears and desires, the darker aspects of the human mind, and how this is influenced by the society that they live in.
Right. It seems clear to me that the intensity that Pyun is known for is very much evident in this work as well. But I do find the setting very interesting, the small remote town. As soon as you said it, it reminded me of something like Twin Peaks.
I knew you were going to say that.
Fargo.
Yeah.
So
right.
how does the setting contribute then to the novel's atmosphere and themes?
Right, yeah. So Twin Peaks and Fargo are great examples for thinking of the atmosphere of this story. So the setting is fantastic in this book. So we have the small remote town enveloped by this enigmatic forest, and this is crucial for the novel's haunting atmosphere. So this setting, this forest, this dark, intimidating forest, is not merely just a backdrop for this sort of thriller-like mystery. It's a living, breathing entity that mirrors the characters, their own conflicts and their own emotional turmoil. So you have this eerie silence of the town and this unsettling owl imagery, and this just amplifies the sense of unease and foreboding that permeates the whole story from beginning to end. So it's as if this land, it's a physical manifestation of the villagers' fears. And the forest also, it kind of acts as a boundary between the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. And this also reflects especially Insu's journey into the sort of depths of his tormented psyche. And so you have this kind of liminal space, and Pyun uses this to sort of talk about isolation and identity and just fear and despair that we experience. And so the setting here, it's just as much a meticulously crafted character as Insu or some of the other characters in the story, and it's just central to her exploration of human nature.
Well, another compelling work by Pyun Hye-young. Once again, it's called The Owl Cries. And that's where we leave it for Korea Book Club this week. Barry, thank you once again, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, take care.